miren la historia de los países desarrollados, y ellos se han desarrollado es en base a los inmigrantes. Por eso Estados Unidos es un país tan poderoso, porque desde los inicios, todos los años han llegado olas y olas de inmigrantes, y ha sido formado por inmigrantes de todos los países del mundo, de África, de Sudamérica, de Europa, de todas partes llegan. ¿Tú sabes cómo le llaman a Estados Unidos?
¿Cómo?
Se llama
No.
melting pot. Melting pot. Melting es, melting es, ¿cómo es que se llama? Melting es cuando tú coges el hierro y le metes candela, o la parafina o algo y le metes candela, ¿cómo se llama eso? Mezcla.
Para explicarlo, para
No,
mezclarlo.
bueno, sí. Melting es una mezcla y pot es una olla. Yo lo traduciría como un sancocho. Eso es, Estados Unidos. Si quieres, escríbelo ahí en Google. Escríbelo.
Ok,
Espérame, yo comparto aquí, lo miramos, porque es que eh, es bueno entender las cosas antes de que te vayas por allá, que tú vayas con una idea clara de qué es y por qué es y cómo es que nos miran allá. La mayoría de la gente cree, que a nosotros nos odian por allá. Ay, pero ¿cómo hago para que a nosotros nos odian por allá? Y mentira, que a nosotros nos quieren, los inmigrantes los quieren allá. Melting pot. USA. Vamos a ver qué sale. Melting pot, Wikipedia. En Wikipedia, melting pot is a monocular metaphor for a heterogeneous society, becoming more homogeneous. The different elements melting together with a common culture, an alternative being a homogeneous society becoming more heterogeneous through the influx, through the influx of foreign elements with different cultural backgrounds, possessing the potential to create this harmony within the previous culture. Historically, it is often used to describe the culture integration of immigrants to the United States. Entonces ahora sí entiendes por qué le llaman melting pot. Míralo,
sí, sí.
mira la foto, ¿verdad? ¿Ah? ¿La estás viendo?
Sí, 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 lo
¿Es
estoy
la
viendo.
olla de sancocho o no? Ah, bueno, y yo no había visto esto. Yo no había visto esto, pero si tú miras, son inmigrantes de todas partes del mundo las que conforman esa cultura. Entonces es bueno para ellos y ellos requieren de que haya ingreso de inmigraciones, de inmigrantes. Es contrario al concepto de que allá no nos quieren, que allá no nos quieren, que allá nos odian y que el racismo y que todo eso es mentira. Es mentira. Entonces, vamos a buscar la beca para ti, ¿sí? Pero entonces necesito que me mandes la información que tienes y me mandes si tienes información del colegio, como por ejemplo las notas del año pasado. Me dice tu mamá que te fue un promedio de 3.8 el año pasado
Sí,
en el
sí,
colegio.
sí.
¿Ese fue el promedio? ¿Sí?
Sí, a ver, creo que me acuerdo. Primer periodo 3-6, segundo periodo 3-8, tercer periodo 3-7 y último periodo 4.
Bueno, ¿este año tú crees que lo vas a poder subir de 4?
Sí, sí, claro.
Vamos a tratar de hacer eso, Carlos, porque si tenemos buenas notas, yo te consigo fácil la beca, ¿vale? Yo la
Sí,
voy
sí,
a
sí.
luchar, pero necesitamos buenas notas, ¿oye? Eso. Listo. Carlos, yo no sé qué micrófono está usando usted o por qué, pero se escucha
¿Se escucha
raro.
raro?
Se escucha muy raro.
Sí.
Yo le escucho rarísimo. No sé si es
O
que de
sea,
pronto tenga
¿mucha
algo por
interferencia o
aquí.
cómo?
Yo,
Pero lo conecto para ver si es. Listo.
ah, mira a ver si es que hay algo, no sé, que estará afectando que se escuche muy raro. Casi no te entiendo, casi.
A ver, ¿se escucha?
Ahí escucho mejor, pero se escucha un eco.
Sí, escucho un
Parece que
poco.
estuvieras como en una caverna. Bueno, pues, está bien, ¿no? Puede ser una caverna cavernícola. Listo. Vamos a empezar con esto. Lo que yo necesito que para ir aprobando el nivel y entonces ya lo que viene ya es la otra, eh, el otro nivel, porque ya pasamos el primero. Entonces, vamos a hacer el examen de la unidad
Here you
4.
are.
¿Ok?
Thank you, sir.
¿Cómo escucha ahí?
This
¿Bien?
coffee is very good.
Sí, sí, señor. Se
¿Sí
escucha bien.
escucha bien?
Yes, it is. It's delicious.
Entonces quiero que me mires a mí. Mira la pantalla. No vayas a mirar el libro ni nada. Ni cuaderno ni nada. Mírame a mí y contesta las
Se escucha
preguntas.
siempre
Overview.
duro.
Chapter 4.
¿Perdón? ¿Se escucha muy duro?
Pues deja musiquita así se alcanza a escuchar todo.
Ah, no, pero ahí, a ver cómo lo escucho.
Listen. We're in London. Listen to the people in the restaurant.
¿Le subo el volumen o le bajo?
Está bien
Está
ahí.
bien. Bueno, entonces, en la primera parte, nosotros ya hicimos parte de este ejercicio, así que va a ser fácil, pero sí necesito que lo hagas bien. En la primera parte nos dicen que we are in London. We're in London, all right? We're in London. And listen to the people in the restaurant. So let's say we are in London, yeah? There's a restaurant over there. There's a restaurant and there's some people in the restaurant and they are talking. These people in the restaurant are talking, all right?
Answer. Are we in New York?
No, we're not.
No, we are not.
Are we in Berlin?
Huh?
No,
No, we're not.
Either.
What city are we in?
We're
We are
in London.
Are these people in an office?
These people, right?
No, they're not.
They are in.
Are they in an office or in a restaurant?
They are
We're in a restaurant.
Huh?
They are in
Are
a
they in New
restaurant.
York?
Are they in New York?
No,
No, they're not.
They are not.
Where are they?
They're in
They are
London.
in a restaurant.
In London, they are in.
They're sitting in a restaurant in London, right?
Right?
¿Cómo? Esa no la entendí.
They are sitting. They are sitting in a restaurant in London, right?
Yes, yes.
That's right. That's right. They are
That's right.
sitting.
In an office?
So,
No, they're
in
not.
an office.
Are they in an office or in a restaurant?
Yeah, they are in a restaurant.
They are
They're in
in
a
a
restaurant.
Yes.
Are they in New York?
No. Not in New York.
No, they are
No,
not.
they're not.
They are in.
Where are they?
Where are they?
They're in London.
They are in London.
Uh-huh.
They're sitting in a restaurant in London, right?
Right?
Yes, why?
Right.
That's right. They're sitting in a restaurant in London.
Right, that's right. Yeah. They are sitting. All right.
Very good. Repeat.
This one, I don't know if you remember, but we did this exercise before. I'll give you the singular phrase with the indicative pronoun. Like I say, this person, this person is in a restaurant. And you say,
Okay.
these people, you're going to give the plural. Plural,
Yes.
all right.
And one this is THESE, and
Right,
the
right.
other this is THIS.
IS, yeah, that's right.
This person is in a restaurant.
Okay, so this person is in a restaurant now.
These people are in a
Singular.
restaurant.
Right, these people are in a restaurant.
This restaurant is in England.
This restaurant is in England.
These restaurants are.
These restaurants are.
These restaurants are in England.
All right, remember, you got to complete that. You got to
Are in
complete,
London?
yeah.
Okay.
These restaurants are
In London. Or
in
in
London
England.
or in England.
England.
Yes. All right. Okay, let's start over. Let's start over. If I say, hey, this person is in a restaurant, you say?
Yes. Oh no, these people are in a restaurant.
Right, exactly. Because if I say this person, you say these people. Right. Now, if I say this restaurant is in England, you say?
These people
No,
are
restaurant.
these restaurants are in England.
In
¿Cómo era?
England. In England. All right? Yeah. If I say this restaurant, you say these restaurants.
Restaurants.
These restaurants. Okay, let's go on.
That car is big. Repeat.
That car is big.
Those cars.
Those.
Those cars are big.
Those cars are big.
That child is sitting. Those.
That child.
Those children are sitting.
Those children are sitting.
Those children are sitting.
This woman is French.
Mm-hmm.
These women are French.
This woman are
This
French.
match is on the table.
This match is on the table.
These matches are on the table.
Very good.
These matches are on the table.
That car is in the street.
That car.
Those cars are on the street.
Right. Those cars are on the street. Mm-hmm.
Those cars are in the street.
All right. Very good. Yeah.
Good. Very good. Listen. Listen to the cars in the street. One car.
That's one
Two
car.
cars.
Two cars.
Three
That's
cars.
Three cars in the street.
Answer. Are there any cars in the street?
Are there any?
Yes, there are.
Are there? Yes, there are.
Remember any or some?
Some.
So are there any cars in the street?
Yes, there are some cars.
Yes, there are some cars in the street.
Excuse me, there are some cars in the street, or there aren't any cars in the street?
There are some
There
cars.
are some cars in the street.
There are some cars.
Are there 5 cars in the street?
Are there 5?
No, there aren't.
Yes, there are.
No.
No.
Are there 4 cars in the street?
Are there 4 cars in the street?
No, there aren't.
How many?
How many cars are there in the street?
There are 3 cars in the street.
Right. There are 3 cars in the street. There are 3 cars. Remember, this is what we talked about, the countable nouns. How many? There are. All that. Okay.
There are 3 cars in the street.
Are there any cars in the restaurant?
In the restaurant?
No, there
some
aren't.
cars.
No.
Excuse
Pues
me,
puede estar poniendo
there
tal cual
are
que
some
en el
cars.
restaurante.
No, 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 no. In is in the
Ah,
restaurant.
no.
I don't think
no.
so. You can't get any
No.
cars in the restaurant.
No, there aren't.
No,
In the restaurant, or there aren't any cars in the restaurant?
there aren't.
There aren't any cars.
There aren't any cars in the restaurant.
There aren't any cars in the restaurant.
Where are there some cars?
Huh? Where?
There are some cars in the street.
Some cars in the park.
In the street.
Very good.
In the street.
Listen,
Yo pensé que
listen
estaba
to the
hablando todo.
telephones in the office.
Okay, now listen. There are some telephones in the office. There are
Okay.
some telephones. Okay, listen to the telephone.
Office. One telephone,
One telephone.
two telephones.
Okay, two telephones.
Answer. Are there any telephones in the office?
Huh?
Yes, there
Yes,
are.
some.
There are some telephones.
Excuse
in
me. There are some telephones in the office, or there aren't any telephones in the office?
There are some telephones.
There are some telephones in the office.
There are some telephones in the office.
Are there 3 telephones in the office?
Are there 3?
No, there
No,
aren't.
No, no, no.
How many telephones are there in the office?
How many? How many telephones are
There are 2 telephones in the office.
Phones in the office.
There are 2 telephones in the office, right?
Are there any telephones on the bus?
Huh? On the bus?
No, there aren't.
There aren't. There aren't.
Oh,
Excuse me.
No,
There are some telephones on the bus, or there aren't any telephones on the bus?
There aren't any telephones on the bus.
there aren't any telephones on the bus.
Very good.
All right.
Repeat. There are some cars in the street.
Okay, so right
There are
here,
some cars.
there are some cars in the street. Remember, there are 3 cars in the street.
In the street.
Okay. Now, I'll give you the positive, and you're gonna give me the negative. All right. So if I say there are some cars in the street, you're gonna say no, there aren't, or there aren't any telephones, cars in the street. In the restaurant. Okay, you give me the opposite. There are some cars in the street, but there aren't any cars in the restaurant. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
There aren't any cars in the restaurant.
There's some cars in the street.
There are some telephones in the office.
And then the bus?
There
And
aren't
on the
any
bus?
telephones in the bus.
Right,
There aren't any telephones on the bus.
right. There aren't any telephones on the bus.
There are some planes at the airport. And at the station?
There aren't. There aren't some.
There aren't any planes at the station.
There aren't any planes at the station.
There's some coffee in the cup.
There's some
And in the
coffee
glass?
in the cup. And in the glass?
There aren't
Isn't any coffee in the glass.
There isn't.
In the glass.
Isn't. There isn't, because this is non-countable
This is
noun.
countable.
Right.
There
So
isn't coffee in the glass.
there isn't any.
Any coffee.
Right. Okay.
So,
There are some cigarettes in the pack.
Some cigarettes.
And in the box?
And in the box?
There aren't any cigarettes.
There are some cigarettes in the box. You know the
Okay.
box?
the box.
There's
Okay.
some cigarettes in the box.
Okay.
And in the pack? No. No. There are some cigarettes in the pack.
Okay.
And in the box?
No, there aren't any cigarettes
In the box.
In the box. Okay.
There aren't any planes at the station.
No, there aren't Any planes at the station.
There's some coffee in the cup.
There's some coffee.
And in the glass?
And in the glass?
There isn't any coffee in the glass.
Isn't. Again.
Coffee.
Uh-huh.
There isn't any coffee in
Right.
the cup.
There are some cigarettes in the pack. And in the box?
And in the box?
There aren't any
There aren't any cigarettes in the box.
There aren't any cigarettes in the box.
There's some wine in the bottle.
Hmm? And in the pitcher?
There isn't any wine in the pitcher.
Very
And in the
good.
pitcher?
Uh-huh.
There isn't any wine in the pitcher.
Yeah, there isn't any wine in the pitcher.
Very good. Very, very good. And now listen. Listen to Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan is in New York.
Okay.
Excuse
Let me see if we have that picture right here. Remember, he was talking to Mr. Duval. Let me see. No. This is Mr. Bill. This is Bill. Remember, he's in New York. Yeah. He's in the streets. You know, he's buying some newspapers, magazines, and some cigars. He's want to buy some cigars. So listen.
Excuse me. How much is a newspaper, please?
Yeah.
A newspaper? A newspaper is 40 cents.
Okay, the newspaper
Answer.
is 40 cents.
Is a newspaper 20 cents?
Is the newspaper 20 cents?
No, there isn't.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Is the
Is it 20 cents? Mr. Morgan is in New York.
Uh-huh. Listen.
Excuse me. How much is a newspaper, please?
A newspaper? A newspaper is 40 cents.
So it's 40 cents, right?
Answer. Is a newspaper 20 cents?
40. Is it 20 cents?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
No.
Is it 20 cents or 40 cents?
Huh? What is it?
It's 40 cents.
It's 40 cents. The
And what
newspaper-
about two newspapers?
What about
Are
two?
two newspapers 50 cents?
50 cents for two? No.
No, they're not.
No,
They
it's not.
are not.
How
They
much are two newspapers?
How much are two?
Two newspapers are 80 cents.
80.
That's right. Two
80
newspapers
cents.
are 80 cents.
Entonces sería it's 80 cents.
No, because there are two. So they are 80 cents. One newspaper is 40 cents. But two newspapers are 40 cents. All right. Let's do it again.
Is a newspaper 20 cents?
20 cents? No.
No, it's not.
No.
Is it 20 cents or 40 cents?
It's 40 cents.
It's 40 cents.
And what about two newspapers? Are two newspapers 50 cents?
50?
No, they're not.
No, they are not 50.
How much are two newspapers?
Two newspapers, how much?
Two
They
newspapers
are
are 80 cents.
80 cents.
That's right. Two newspapers are 80 cents.
Yes.
Repeat. One newspaper is 40 cents.
Repeat.
Two newspapers are 80 cents.
Now, two newspapers are...
One cup of coffee is 50 cents.
Okay, one cup of coffee. One cup of coffee is 50 cents, okay?
50 cents. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And two cups of coffee?
And two cups of coffee?
And they are 100 cents.
Yes. How much is 100 cents? It's $1.
$1. Okay.
Yeah, it's $1 because $1 is 100 cents. All right. So one cup of coffee is, how much is one cup of coffee?
It's 50 cents.
And 2 cups?
They are $1.
They are $1. Very good. How about 3 cups?
They are $1.5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you could say 1.5. It's $1.50, okay? $1.50. All right, let's go.
2 cups of coffee are $1.
Our dollar.
1 pack of cigarettes is $1.
1 pack
And 2 packs of cigarettes?
and 2,
They
2
are
packs of cigarettes
$2.
are $2.
they are $2, right?
And what about 3 packs of cigarettes?
What about 3?
They are $3.
3 packs of cigarettes are $3.
They are $3. Very good.
1 magazine is $2.
All right, 1
Repeat.
magazine is $2, all right?
How much are 2 magazines?
2.
2 magazines are $4.
$4.
And 3 magazines?
¿Cuánto cuesta?
And 3?
3 magazines are $6.
6.
$6.
Very good.
Mira, Carlito, acuérdese lo que yo le decía de las matemáticas, de los números, ¿no?
Claro.
Todavía tenemos pendiente la clase de matemáticas, pero ya se va dando cuenta. Ah, bueno, me alegra. Me alegra que así sea porque, Ave María, esos números es cuento aparte. Ese es otro nivel. Bueno, Carlos, ¿usted me hizo el taller?
¿Cuál taller? El de las páginas, como las 5 páginas que me dejó. Ah, Juan madre, a mí se me olvidó ese taller.
No, bueno, mira, tienes que entregar ese taller junto con el examen oral para poder avanzar el nivel, pero igual, yo te voy a esperar, me lo entregas el lunes, ¿vale?
Ah, sí, claro, sí, señor. Yo me olvidé, yo me puse a hacer los otros días.
Ah, bueno, sin falta, el lunes. Listo, entonces acabamos la unidad 4. ¿Dónde estará la 5? Déjame ver. La 5. Oh, por Dios, aquí no está la 5. La 5, ¿dónde está? Ole, aquí no está la 5. ¿Dónde estará la 5? Ole, ¿yo por qué no? ¿Por qué no la tengo aquí? Ah. What? Bueno. Yo quiero que vayas escuchando esto mientras yo lo busco porque no, aquí no está.
Ok.
Sí, vamos a escuchar esto, ¿no? Tú tienes el libro ahí, ¿cierto?
Sí, sí.
La unidad 5, si tú miras, mírala, empieza con la hora, ¿cierto? En el libro.
Ok.
¿Lo estás viendo?
¿Qué página es?
Pues es la que sigue ahí de la unidad 4, después sigue el examen oral, después sigue los ejercicios y después sigue unidad 5, ahí comienza unidad 5.
Ya la busco, sí, acá está. What time is it?
Sí, entonces, eso del time, vamos a dejarlo para cuando veamos la clase de matemáticas, ¿ok? ¿Por qué? Porque pues también tiene que ver con números, todo eso es con números, ¿no? Números, la hora, what time is it? Is it 3:15, is 3:30, 3 o'clock, is it 4:30, lo que sea, esos números, ¿vale? Entonces vamos con la lección que sigue. ¿Cuál es? Espérame, yo miro. ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Cómo se llama qué?
La unidad, la lección.
Mr. Morgan is going to London.
Okay, Mr. Morgan is going to London. Right, okay. Déjame buscarla. Unit 5. 3, 2, 1. Okay, Mr. Morgan is going to London. Okay, escúchala y ya vengo con el libro.
Okay.
page 119.
Mr. Morgan is going to London.
There are two planes in this picture. An American one and an English one. The American plane is at the airport in New York. It's going to London. What about the English plane? The English one isn't going to London. It's coming from London.
Mr. Morgan is on the American plane. Where's he going? He's going to London. Mr. Phillips is on the English plane. He's coming from London, and he's going to New York. Which plane is going to London? The American one is. And which plane is coming from London? The English one is.
Action questions number 30.
Bueno, Carlos, tú estás mirando aquí al lado derecho de la página, ¿sí? Hay una lectura. Por favor, léela. Mr. Morgan is going to London, esa parte, ahí abajito.
Ajá. Entonces, el señor Morgan va a Londres. Ya vimos las formas sitting.
Pero mira que no es va. En español está yendo, ¿cierto? Porque el va es un presente simple. O sea, está mal traducido ahí. Y yo sé que suena feo. Está yendo hacia Londres. Entonces, lee.
Entonces, el señor Morgan está yendo a Londres. O sí, está yendo a Londres. Ya vimos las formas sitting y standing. He's sitting, I'm standing, etc.
¿Te acuerdas que las vimos?
Ajá.
Mr. Morgan is standing, he's standing next to a map. Mrs. Morgan is sitting, she's sitting in a big chair next to the radio. Eso lo vimos, listo. ¿Y te acuerdas que hablamos de que hay una diferencia grande entre este presente continuo y el gerundio? Porque,
Sí.
porque sigue leyendo.
Entonces, aquí vemos que esta misma construcción se usa con otros verbos. The plane is going, Mr. Morgan is going. Este tiempo se llama presente continuo, porque significa que la acción está sucediendo mientras la persona.
Ok, muy bien, entonces,
31.
perdón, entonces nos está indicando que es un presente continuo simple. Presente continuo simple.
Sí.
Y que se llama presente continuo porque indica que la acción está sucediendo mientras la persona habla. Eso es sencillo, ¿no? Está pasando ahorita en este momento y la acción no ha terminado. Mientras que en el gerundio ya la acción terminó porque Mr. Morgan is standing, o sea, ya está parado, Mrs. Morgan
acaba de suceder como...
Sí, algo así. Is sitting. Mrs. Morgan is sitting. Ok. No está sucediendo. Bueno, la cuestión es que vamos a ver y después miramos las diferencias que hay entre el gerundio y el presente.
es que suena como Mr. Morgan que está parado, ¿no? Entonces,
exacto. En español.
Entonces si se lo trabajaremos literalmente, pues estaría parado, sería un paso perfecto.
Es correcto. Entonces, literalmente en el español no usamos el gerundio. Lo que usamos es el presente continuo. Pero aquí la gente lo confunde, inclusive en las escuelas y en los colegios te enseñan que ese es el gerundio. ¿Cierto? Que el ing, ¿cierto que sí? Que es el gerundio en el colegio. Y eso no, eso está equivocado, están equivocados. Pero bueno, listo. En la imagen nosotros vemos there are two planes right? There are two planes. ¿Estás mirando la imagen?
Yes.
Sí, bueno, la tienes, ¿no? So there are two planes in this picture. Two planes. There are two planes. There's one in New York at the airport. At the airport in New York, which, by the way, let me show you. I don't have the book. Okay, remember the big blue plane?
Yeah.
It's at the airport. Yeah, it's the same plane, the same. It's at the airport in New York.
In New York.
Now, the other one,
The other one.
yeah, not to say the other plane. No, we don't have to say the other plane. The other one is in London, in England. It's in England. No, the other plane is in England. Now, the plane in New York is going to London, right?
Okay.
But the plane in England is
going to London.
is coming. The plane in England is coming
plane in
to
England is
New
coming.
York. It's coming. All right, so now Mr. Morgan is in the American plane, is on the American plane, and he's going to London. And Mr. Phillips is in the English plane, and he's coming from London, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming from London. Now, Mr. Morgan is on the American plane, and he's going to London. Now, which plane is going to London? Which one?
The Mr. Phillips is.
No.
Which plane is
going? Is going.
It's going to London.
Going to London. Which plane is
Mr.
going?
Morgan is.
The American one. The American plane.
Pero ahí dice también que Mr. Morgan está en American plane.
Okay, yeah, you could say, the plane Mr. Morgan is on. Okay, the plane Mr. Morgan is on is going to London, all right, but which plane is coming from London?
The English is.
Huh?
The English is.
The English one, the English one is coming from, all right, let's go.
Answer. Is the American plane going to Paris?
Huh? Is it going to Paris?
No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
Is it going to Paris or London?
Huh?
It's going to London.
It's going to London.
And what about the English plane?
It's coming from London.
It's coming from London.
Is Mr. Morgan on the English plane?
Is Mr. Morgan on the English plane?
No, he's not.
He's.
He's not on the English plane.
Confundir English con el United States. El American.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Which plane is he on?
Huh?
He is on the American one.
Yeah, he's on the American one.
He's on the American plane.
American plane.
Is Mr. Phillips going to London?
Mr. Phillips going to London?
No, he's coming from London.
So he's not going to London. All right.
No, he's not.
Is he going to London or coming from London?
He's coming from London.
And who's going to London?
Mr. Morgan is.
Mr. Morgan is, Carlos, Mr. Morgan is going to London. Mr. Phillips is coming from London. Now, which plane is going to London?
The American one.
Which plane is coming from London?
The English one.
Muy bien. Mira, Carlitos, te voy a decir una cosa. Tú hasta aquí vas entendiendo muy bien los temas, muy bien. Pero nosotros aquí en este programa lo que buscamos es tener mucha agilidad mental. ¿sí? Para pensar rápido y procesar esa información rápido y poderla comunicar o compartir. Entonces, hablar, mejor dicho. Hablar. Entonces, vuelvo y te voy a recomendar algo que lo hice al principio, pero que yo sé que la clave del inglés no es estudiar mucho. Tú no tienes que matarte mucho estudiando. Lo que tienes es que entrenar el oído y la agilidad mental. ¿Sí? Entonces, ya en este momento ya tenemos 4 unidades en las que tú puedes ir, es más, mira, te voy a mostrar aquí en la esta. Si tú vas al canal, ¿sí? Aquí hay una lista de reproducción. ¿Sí la estás viendo?
Sí, señor.
Lista de reproducción. Unidades 1 a la 4. Entonces, si tú la colocas y tú te colocas, ella reproduce de corrido. Entonces empiezas desde la unidad 1, lección 1, que fue la que vimos. Who's this? Is this Mr. Duval? ¿Te acuerdas?
Sí.
Ahí para allá vamos escuchando. Entonces tú repites y repites escuchando. Si quieres te acuestas cuando te acuestes a dormir, te acuestas con el sonido y lo vas escuchando. Y tú dirás, yo sé que tú dirás, digo, pero hombre, yo ya esto me lo sé. Sí, mejor.
No, no se lo olvida.
No, y es mejor que te lo sepas, es mejor. Porque ahorita lo que no estamos trabajando es en el conocimiento, no. Estamos trabajando es en el oído. ¿Sí? Entonces, como tú estás escuchando unos americanos, porque son americanos de Nueva York. Entonces tú vas enseñando el oído a ese sonido de las palabras y de la fonética, inclusive al acento de ellos. Por eso te digo, mira, si tú haces eso, tú vas a terminar hablando como un neoyorquino. Yo lo he visto. Yo he visto alumnos míos que terminan hablando con acento neoyorquino. Y wow, es chévere, es chévere. Entonces, ¿estás entendiendo esa parte?
Sí, sí, señor.
¿En qué es lo que debemos concentrarnos para sacarle el mayor provecho a esto y hacerlo
Escuchas.
rápido? Es
Y hacer
escuchar.
pensar rápido.
Exacto. Ahora, nosotros vamos a ir, como estamos haciendo, desmenuzando las lecciones, ¿no? Así como esta, la desmenuzamos para que tú la entiendas súper, súper bien. Y ya el resto viene la práctica, la mucha práctica. No, entonces aquí no hay que estudiar, solamente te colocas los audífonos, colocas el sonido y empiezas a escuchar. O si tienes unos parlantes, puedes poner el equipo y poner los parlantes y tú puedes inclusive seguir haciendo tus tareas o cocinando o haciendo lo que sea. Lo importante es que el oído siempre esté escuchando a esos americanos, a esa gente, a Mr. Morgan. All right. No, en serio. Listo. Vamos con la que sigue, que es She's Going by Bus. La que sigue. La lista de reproducciones. Esto sería esta. Mira, ya estamos en esta lista. Esta fue la que vimos ahorita. Sí, mira.
Page
mira.
109.
Si miras que tú pones la lista de reproducciones, ella empieza desde el primer lección 1 y va pasando, mira, después sigue la 2. Oye, yo no veo la 2 aquí. Esa es la 3. 4. Wow, ¿y por qué? Vea pues. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. Ole, no está la 2. Vea pues. Bueno, de todas formas la 2 tú la estás mirando, es muy fácil porque es el going seguido de una preposición. Es lo que nos dice aquí. Si la mira, going by. Es una preposición. Y acuérdate que las preposiciones de lugar o de modo no siempre significan lo mismo. ¿Cierto?
Sí.
No siempre. Entonces hay que aprenderlas en el contexto. Por ejemplo, going by bus. Si tú dijeras, tradujeras eso en español, ¿cómo diría? Yendo por bus. ¿Cierto?
Sí, yendo por vos, pero pues suena raro.
Suena feo, suena muy feo. En cambio en inglés suena muy bonito. Going by bus. Yeah, she's going by bus. She's going by bus. Ella va por bus. Y mira que nosotros también lo tenemos así, porque si yo mando una carga, digamos una caja, yo te digo, oye, la caja va por avión. Is going by plane. ¿Cierto que sí? Pero cuando hablamos de nosotros decimos voy por avión, voy por carro, voy por bus, voy por carro. Ah, mira que sí puedo decir voy por avión. No, voy en avión. Bueno, voy en avión, no, she's going by bus. All right? Léela, porfa.
Entonces, gameplay, ¿la leo acá o a la pantalla?
Sí, léela. Ahí la tienes, mira esta. Esta, Carlos. Mira,
¿Cuál?
esta donde dice she's going by bus.
Dice pantalla, te lo digo. Dice una,
¿Tú no la tienes ahí? Es la página 128.
entonces, is she going by bus? Entonces, this bus is going to Washington. Mr. Johnson is on the bus. She's going to Washington by bus. No, it's Mrs. Johnson.
Mrs. Johnson, right.
This train is going to Marseilles, and Mr. and Mrs. Dubois are on the train. They're going to Marseilles by train. Is Mrs. Johnson going to Washington by train? No, she's not. Is she going by train? No, she's not. How is she going to Washington? She's going there by bus.
Okay, so in this side, on this side, we're talking about a singular person, singular. This is Mrs. Johnson, all right? So we always gonna say she is, Mrs. Johnson is going, she's going to Washington. Now Mrs. Johnson is on the bus. She's going to Washington by bus. So is she going to Washington by bus?
Here she is.
Is she going there? Is she going there? Is she going there by plane?
No, she's not.
How is she going there?
She's going there by bus.
Is she going there by bus or by plane?
She's going there by bus.
Right, very good. Did you notice that I say there instead of Washington? I didn't say she's going to Washington.
Es como el I tiene los pronombres, pero aquí es de, pero también.
Exactly. That's right. Right on. Okay. So, is she going to New York? Is she going to Washington by bus? Is she?
Is she going by, yes, she is.
Is she going to New York by bus?
No, she's not.
Where is she going?
She's going to Washington.
Is she going to Washington or New York by bus?
She's going to Washington by bus.
All right. So again, is she going to Washington by bus?
Yes, please.
Are you going to Washington by bus?
No, I'm not.
Am I going to Washington by bus?
No, you are not.
Who's going to Washington by bus?
Mrs. Johnson is.
Is she going to Washington by bus or am I going to Washington by bus?
¿Cómo?
Is she going to Washington by bus or am I going to Washington by bus?
She's going to Washington by bus.
Very good, very good. Now, this one here is plural, okay? We're talking about the train and it's Mr. and Mrs. Duval. Mr. and Mrs. Duval, so that's plural. Please read it.
Entonces, Mr. and Mrs. Duval are on the train. Entonces, ¿se lee?
Yeah, read it, please.
¿Qué lee?
Ahí mismo. ¿Tú en qué página estás? Muéstrame el libro.
En la 128.
Por eso.
Entonces,
Ahí está. Al lado.
¿Cómo?
Ahí al lado. Al ladito de esta. De Mrs. Johnson is going to. Al lado. Ahí dice. This train.
Mr. and Mrs. Double are on the train.
Okay, but first, we know this train is going to Marcel, right? This train is going to Marcel. Now, Mr.
And Mrs. Double are on the train.
Duval. Mr. and Mrs. Duval are on the train. Duval. Duval. All right.
They're going to Marcel by train.
Yeah, they're going to Marcel by train. So, they are going to Marcel by train. Question. Give me the questions.
Are they going to Marcel by train?
Yes, they are.
Are they going to Paris by train?
No, they are not.
Where is they going?
Huh? Where?
Where is they going?
Where?
Where are they going?
Okay.
Sí, entonces me sonaba raro, pero...
Suena raro, sí. Where are they going? They're going to Marcel. All right.
Are they going to Marseille or going to Paris?
They are going to Marcel. Do it again. Do it again.
Are they going to Marseille by train?
Yes, they are.
Are they going to Paris by train?
No, they aren't.
Where are they going?
Where they are going to Marcel by train.
Are they going to Marseille by train or going to Paris by train?
They're going to Marcel by train. All right. Okay. So, look at me. Look at me. All right. Are Mr. and Mrs. Duval going to Washington?
Yes, they are. No, they go for Marseille. No, they're not.
They are not. Are they going to Washington or Marcel?
They are going to Washington. To Marseille.
To Marcel. Are they going there by bus?
No, they're not.
How are they going there?
They're going by train.
They're going there. They are going?
They're going by train. To Marseille by train.
All right. I want you to do it like that. Okay. They're going there. They're going there by train.
Okay. They're going there by train.
Right. Is Mrs. Johnson going to Marcel too?
No, she's not.
Excuse me? Who's going to Marcel?
Mrs. Johnson is.
Huh? Who's going to Marcel?
Mr. and Mrs. Duval is.
Excuse me? Where are they going?
They're going to Marcel.
All
They're
right.
going there.
Now,
They're going there.
hey,
They're going to
what about
Marseille.
Mrs. Johnson? Where is she going?
She's going to Washington.
Is she going there by car?
By there?
By car.
No, she's not.
No, she's not going there. She's not going there by car. She's not
No,
going
she's
there
not.
by car. How is she going there?
She's going there by bus.
Ah, okay. Okay, now look over here. Next page. You're gonna find the are you looking at the next page? 129? Yes?
Yes.
You got the bus is going to Washington, right? What time is the bus going to Washington?
Come on.
What time is the bus going to Washington?
It is to quarter to, quarter.
A quarter past two.
Quarter past two.
A quarter past two. And what about the train? What time is the train going to Marseille?
The train is going to Marseille at 4, what's the name?
4:45.
Pero pues sí, 4:45 creo que es como que utilizando el quarter past.
Okay.
Entonces, faltando un cuarto para las 4. Para el
Ajá.
5. ¿Cómo se dice?
A quarter to
According to 5.
A quarter to 5. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a quarter to 5. How about the plane? What time is the plane going to London?
The plane is going to London at 12.
12 o'clock, right?
Qué pena, teacher.
Okay, mira, Carlos, vamos a tomarnos el break. 5 minutos, ¿sí?
Listo.
5
Ok,
minutos,
sí.
¿vale? Listo. Carlos, las siguientes lecciones que siguen, vamos a practicar todo lo que hemos visto. O sea, aquí en estas lecciones, que son la que sigue, ¿sí? At the airport, ¿sí? Esta es lectura de práctica de lo que hemos visto. Así que por favor léelo y trata de leer fluido, o sea, corrido. No te preocupes de la pronunciación o de alguna palabra. No, sigue leyendo. Por favor, empieza.
Okay. At the airport. These people are going to London. They are going there by plane. Are they on the plane now? No, they're not. They're at the airport. Mr. Morgan is holding a magazine. He's reading it. Is he reading a French magazine? No, he's not. He's reading an American magazine. What about Mr. Bennett? Mr. Bennett isn't reading. He's smoking. Is he smoking a cigarette? No, he's not. He's smoking a cigarette. And what about Mr. Bennett? Mrs. Bennett, I'm sorry. Is she smoking? No, she's not. What's she doing? She's writing. Is she writing a letter? No, she's not. She's writing a postcard for a friend. Look at the postcard. What's the name on the postcard? It's Mary Anderson. Look under the name. That's an address. The address is 16 Drake Street, Chicago, Illinois. Is that Mary Anderson address? Yes, it is. Mr. Bennett is writing a postcard for a friend. Mary Anderson in Chicago.
Right, very good, man. You are reading excellent, excellent. You have good intonation and good pronunciation, and that's good. That's wonderful. Now, if we look at the picture, we have Mr. Morgan over here. Mr. Morgan.
White.
Right, Mr. Morgan and Mrs. Morgan, right? And this is Mr. Schultz and Mrs. Schultz. Now this one here is Mr. Bennett and Mrs. Bennett. Now if you look at them, Mr. Morgan is holding a magazine. Holding a magazine is like this, like I'm holding. You can hold it like that, you can hold it like that, or you can hold it like this, you know, you can hold, if you're holding something, you're holding it. You're holding a magazine, right? Now, Mr. Morgan is holding a magazine, and obviously, he's reading it. He's reading the magazine, right? Yeah. Now, Mr. Bennett is smoking. He's smoking. Is he smoking a cigar? No. No.
No, he's a cigarette.
Yeah, he's smoking a cigarette. Now, what about Mrs. Bennett? Is she smoking too?
No, she's not.
She's not. She's not smoking. What is she doing? What's she doing?
She's she's writing.
She's writing. She's writing. Is she writing a letter?
Yes, she.
Huh? A letter? She writing a letter? Huh?
Pues una carta, es una carta.
No, it's a postcard. Postcard. It's a postcard. Yeah, which is
¿Cuál es es como un correo y
una tarjeta postal, le llamábamos antes. Esta es una tarjeta postal, ¿no?
sí.
Anteriormente se usaban las tarjetas postales y uno le ponía esto, lo que se llama una estampilla. Aquí, esta. ¿Sí la miras?
Sí,
Estampilla. Y uno le ponía una estampilla que vale 25 centavos de dólar, una quarter, y la metía al correo, al buzón. Y anteriormente se comunicaban, o por carta, ¿no? Letters. But she's not writing the letter, she's writing a postcard. Is she writing a postcard to you?
No, she's not.
Who is she writing a postcard to?
She's writing a postcard to. She's writing a postcard to her friend Mary Anderson in Chicago.
That's right. She's writing a postcard to her friend Mary Anderson in Chicago. What is her address?
The address is 16 Drake Street.
16 Drake Street, Chicago, Illinois. Very good, very good. Okay, now I want you to describe, look at the picture, all right? Look at the picture and I want you to describe what is Mr. Scholes and Mrs. Scholes doing? What are they doing?
They are talking.
Talking, yes, they are talking, they are looking, they are sitting, right? They are sitting. What about Mr. Morgan? What is he doing?
He's holding the magazine.
Right. He's holding a magazine. Is it a French magazine?
No, he's not.
No. Is it a Colombian magazine?
It's an American magazine.
American magazine. It's called The Time. Now, what about Mr. Bennett? What is he doing?
He's smoking.
Okay, what's he smoking?
A cigarette.
And what about Mrs. Bennett? What is she doing?
Mrs. Bennett is writing a postcard.
She's writing a postcard. Okay, now what about all these people? These people, what are they doing? What are they doing?
They are going to London.
They are going to London, right. This is the waiting room. Waiting. That's where you wait. Wait for the plane to take off. So they are waiting for the plane to London. because they are going to London. Right. Okay. Vamos a escucharla y continuamos. Ok, estamos compartiendo. Vamos a escucharla. Esa sería Unit 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4.
Page 124.
No, ese no es. ¿Ve? Pero ¿y esto qué pasa? Esa es la 3. Yo quiero la 4. Oh, por Dios.
Page 124.
Espérate, yo miro.
Speaking and listening.
Oh my God. No, ¿por qué no? Ay, yo no entiendo. Esta vaina
Page
se quedó
124.
en mirar más tarde. Bueno, no da. Yo voy a mirar a ver por qué. Listo. Vamos a la otra, Carlos.
Ok.
Speaking and listening. ¿Ok?
Sí, ok.
Bueno, entonces vamos a escucharla y le ponemos mucha atención a la fonética y al acento, más que todo, a la entonación. ¿Ok? Mira, empieza con una admiración. Look.
Look at Mr. and Mrs.
Schultz. Ok, pero es una admiración, ¿no? Hey, man, look. Look at Mr. and Mrs. Schultz. ¿Cierto? Es una entonación, es como una sorpresa o sorprendido. Look at Mr. and Mrs. Schultz. Ahora, la que sigue es una pregunta, que es muy diferente. Are they going to London? Are they going? Are they reading? Are they going? Es una pregunta. Entonces, las entonaciones muy importantes, ¿vale?
Page 124.
Speaking and listening.
Look at Mr. and Mrs. Schultz. Are they reading? No, they're not. They're speaking. Mr. Schultz is speaking to Mrs. Schultz. They're speaking German.
Are Mr. and Mrs. Morgan speaking too? Yes, they are.
Are they speaking?
Are they speaking French?
Are they speaking French?
No, they're not.
No.
What language are they speaking?
What language are they speaking?
They're speaking English.
They are speaking English.
Is Mrs. Morgan looking at Mr. Schultz?
Huh? Mrs. Morgan is...
No, she's not.
Oh.
She's looking at Mr. Morgan.
Right. She's looking at Mr. Morgan.
Mr. Bennett is speaking too.
Yeah, right. Mr. Bennett is speaking.
Is he speaking to Mrs. Morgan?
Huh? Huh?
No, he's not.
No, he's not speaking to Mrs.
Who's he
Morgan.
speaking to?
Uh-huh.
He's speaking to Mrs. Bennett. Mrs. Bennett is listening to Mr. Bennett. He's speaking to her, and she's listening to him, right?
Right.
That's right. He's speaking to her, and she's listening to him.
Right.
What about Miss Santos?
Yeah, what about Miss Santos?
She's not speaking.
No, she's not speaking.
She's listening to.
She's listening to.
She's listening
Is she listening to Mr. Bennett?
No.
No, she's not.
No, she's not. She's listening to music, right?
Right.
That's right. She's listening to music.
Right. She's listening to the rock and roll. Okay. Carlos, quiero que me lo lea, pero préstele mucha atención a la entonación, ¿vale? Sin esforzarse mucho, no vaya a esforzarse, pero sí exagere un poquito, exagere, como le dije yo, si es una admiración de, oh my God, oh my God, look at Mr. and Mrs. Oh man, look, algo así, ¿no? No, exagera un poquito, pero léela.
A ver. Look at Mr. and Mrs. Schultz. Are they reading? No, they are not. They are speaking. Mr. Schultz is speaking to Mr. and Mrs. Schultz. They are speaking German. Are Mr. and Mrs. Morgan speaking too? Yes, they are. Are they speaking French? No, they are not. What language are they speaking? They are speaking English. Is Mrs. Morgan looking at Mrs. Schultz? No, she's not. She's looking at Mr. Morgan. Mr. Bennett is speaking too. Is he speaking to Mrs. Morgan? No, he's not. Who is he speaking to? He is speaking to Mr. Bennett. To Mrs. Bennett. Mrs. Bennett is listening to Mr. Bennett. He's speaking to her and she's listening to him, right? That's right. He's speaking to her and she's listening to him. What about Miss Sanders? She's not speaking. She's listening to. Is she listening to Mr. Bennett? No, she's not. She's listening to music, right? That's right. She's listening to music.
Wow, muy bien, mejoró muchísimo, ahora sí, está mejorando mucho, la entonación es muy importante, muy, y vuelvo y te digo, ¿no? Al principio ahorita exageremos, hagamos un poquito el oso y vamos acostumbrándonos, ¿no? Por ejemplo, cuando dicen, what about Miss Santos? Oh, she's not speaking, she's listening. Tú, porque ahí hay una coma. Si tú dices she's listening to, es como si dijeras está escuchando a. Está escuchando, she's listening to rock and roll. She's listening to me. Pero she's listening to también. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Sí.
Sí, entonces una coma ahí hace una diferencia muy, muy grande. Y eso es lo que te digo. Las comas, los puntos, las pausas, los signos, interrogación, admiración, todo eso. Pero muy bien, Carlos. Lo vi muy, muy bien. All right. Ahora sí, mírame a mí. Bueno, yo quiero que... espérate, yo quiero ver. ¿Puedes prender la cámara?
Sí,
Okay.
sí.
Now, are Mr. and Mrs. Schultz speaking?
Yes, they are.
They are. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Schultz are speaking. Now, where is Mr. Schultz from? Where is he from?
He's from Germany.
German. He's from Berlin. He's German. No. So what language are they speaking?
They are speaking German.
Right, they are speaking in German. Is Mr. Bennett speaking to Mrs. Morgan?
No, he's not.
No, Mr. Bennett is. No, because Mr. Bennett is over here speaking to his wife and Mrs. Morgan is behind him. So he would be like, oh, Mrs. Morgan, hello, Mrs. No, he's speaking to, who is he speaking to?
He's speaking to her wife.
To his wife. He's speaking to his wife. Is Mrs. Bennett listening to me? Is she listening to me?
No, she's not.
No, she's not listening to me. Who is she listening to?
She's listening to music.
No, she's listening to her husband. She's listening. Mrs. Bennett. No.
Mr. Schultz.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Bennett.
Bennett.
She's listening to her husband.
She's listening.
Yeah, she's not listening to me. She's listening to her husband. Now listen to this. Is Miss Santos listening to me?
No, she's not.
Okay. Is Miss Santos listening to? Is she listening to? Is she listening to? Yes, she is. She's listening. She's not listening to me, but she's listening to. She's listening to. So, is she listening to?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. She's listening to. Okay, she's listening to. Oh, she's listening to. What is she listening to?
She's listening to music.
Right, she's listening to the radio or maybe a recording. She's listening to. All right. Okay, now let's please read this one quickly. Quickly read this one and that's it. I think we're almost finished. Yeah.
Okay. Eating and drinking. What's Mr. Bennett doing now? Is he speaking? Is he reading? He's speaking. And he's reading either. He's eating. He's eating a sandwich. Mr. Bennett is eating too. What's she eating? A sandwich or an apple? She's eating an apple.
Very good.
Now, look at the...
No, wait. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go by... okay, so we have Mr. and Mrs. Bennett, right? Now, Mr. Bennett is eating and Mrs. Bennett is eating too. Now, is she eating a sandwich? Is she eating a sandwich?
Yeah.
Is she,
Yes, she is.
is she eating a sandwich?
No, she's eating apple.
She's eating an apple. Okay, she's eating an apple. Is Mr. Bennett eating an apple too? Is he eating an apple too? He's not eating an apple. What's he eating?
He's eating
a sandwich. He's eating a sandwich. Okay, go on. Keep reading.
Now look at Mr. Schultz. He isn't eating. He's drinking. Is he drinking a glass of wine? No, he's not. He's drinking a cup of coffee. He's sitting next to his wife. And drinking a cup of coffee. Is Mr. Schultz drinking too? No, she's not. She's speaking to Mr. Schultz.
Very good, very good. Oh man, you are improving your English so much, Carlos. It is amazing. All right, now, but let's talk about Mr. Schultz. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, is Mr. Schultz eating too?
Uy, el retraso está como de 13.
¿Sí?
Sí, como que se nota harto.
Pero si me escuchas, llegó tarde, ¿cierto? ¿Ya me escuchas?
Sí, de pronto sí. Pero yo le escucho normal, pero tal vez usted sí me escuche como completo y
Ah,
entonces cuando respondo.
sí. Bueno, de todas formas, escúchame las preguntas y terminamos, ¿sí? Porque ya lo que sigue es otro tema. Entonces, quiero que veas esto, Carlos. Si tú miras la lectura que hicimos, todo el lenguaje que usamos ahí, ya lo vimos anteriormente. ¿Sí o no?
Sí, sí, sí.
Tú miras que no nos estamos saliendo saliendo de el tema en el que estamos o los que hemos estado, no nos salimos de ahí. Porque nos salimos de ahí, por ejemplo, y metemos una palabra de biología o metemos una palabra de química o de aviación o algún tema Por eso lo de las matemáticas, yo no quiero que nos metamos ahí porque yo quiero que nos mantengamos dentro de el lenguaje que hemos venido desarrollando. ¿Me has entendido? No, está como mal la
Sí,
señal.
sí, 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 entendí.
¿Sí? Bueno, entonces, por eso te digo que si
Sí.
tú repites y repites esos audios, tú estás familiarizado con ese lenguaje. Entonces, lo único que vas a coger es más agilidad mental, más rapidez y ya, y ya. Y al final vas a tener un lenguaje, un léxico, digamos, como el diccionario, ¿no? Muy amplio. Y vas a tener la
Listo.
fonética perfecta, vas a tener la agilidad mental para que puedas hablar normalmente el inglés. Entonces, vamos súper bien, súper bien. Listo, voy a hacer las preguntas y terminamos. ¿Is Mr. Bennett drinking?
No, he's not.
Is he drinking or eating?
He's eating.
Mr. Bennett is eating. What's he eating?
He's eating a sandwich.
Okay, who's eating an apple?
Mrs. Bennett is.
And who's eating a sandwich?
Mr. Bennett is.
Is Mr. Schultz eating too?
No, he's not.
What's he eating? What's he doing? What's he doing? Mr. Schultz, what is he doing?
He's drinking a cup of coffee.
Okay. I was going to say, is he drinking a cup of tea? Is he drinking a cup of tea?
See? A cup of
Tea?
wine. A cup of wine.
A cup of wine? No, he's not drinking wine. He's not drinking tea either. He's not drinking tea either. He's drinking coffee, right?
So,
What about Mrs. Bennett? What is she doing?
she's talking, she's saying.
Yeah, she's talking to her husband. She's talking to her husband. All right. Okay, Carlos, muy bien, excelente. No se le olvide, necesito el
El taller
taller
completo.
completo hasta las
Terminar las
4,
cosas. Ajá.
¿vale? Porque si no, no podemos continuar. Tengo que tenerlo en físico, me lo envías fotos en WhatsApp, ¿ok?
Sí.
Repasar otra vez todas las unidades desde el principio, solamente el audio. Tú no necesitas ni abrir el libro, no necesitas nada, solamente escuchar ¿sí? ¿Vale? Listo. Nos vemos. Dios lo bendiga.
Hasta luego, profesor.
Chao. Se
Chao.
cuida. Ok. Bye bye.
Bye bye.